Have you ever felt like everyone's telling you to build the same business, but something deep down tells you it's wrong? That's exactly how I felt when every guru started screaming, "Build an AI automation agency." I'm Andrew Meet Rich, and I need to tell you something that might save you years of frustration. I used to run a $2.6 million agency with 25 employees. Sounds impressive, right? Wrong. I was miserable, putting out fires every single day, constantly hiring and firing people based on client demands. Yes, I made money. Yes, I eventually sold it, but I was burned out, stressed, and honestly, I never want to go back to that nightmare. Here's what nobody tells you about agencies. You're not building an AI business. You're building a glorified consulting firm where you sell your time to help other people get leverage while you get none. The irony is painful. But here's the thing. After I figured out what actually works, I built a business that made me $40,000 to $75,000 per month selling a single $5,000 product. No sales calls required, no team drama, no client fires to put out. Today, I'm going to show you the 3 types of AI businesses that actually give you freedom, the mistakes that cost me years of progress, and a dead simple blueprint you can follow starting today. Even if this specific approach doesn't feel right for you, the next strategy I share could completely change your life. Hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what's coming. Let me take you back to 2018. I had just sold my tech consulting company and went from managing 25 people to sitting alone in my home office, wondering what the hell I was going to do next. I had money in the bank, sure, but not never work again money. And the thought of spending another 12 years building something from scratch made me sick to my stomach. That's when I discovered Gary Vaynerchuk talking about content creation. I saw these internet marketing gurus promising quick riches, and I thought, this is it. This is my shortcut. So I jumped in like a madman. I started creating content. One LinkedIn post per week felt like I was moving mountains back then. I launched business after business, probably 4 or 5 different attempts while documenting everything. The funny thing was, none of those businesses worked, but I was having a blast building these little automation systems to organize my content. I'd create simple databases, set up basic workflows, just trying to make my life easier. And then something magical happened. I started making TikTok videos about these boring organizational systems I was building for myself. These videos went viral. We're talking 100,000 plus views when I was used to getting 1,000 views on LinkedIn. People were going crazy for these simple automation templates. And here's where most people get stuck. They either ignore these signals completely or they try to turn it into something it's not. I almost made both mistakes. The first real AI business model that actually works is what I call the automated service model. This isn't done-for-you work where you're trading time for money. This is where you use AI and automation to deliver consistent results without doing the work over and over again. Think about it this way. Everyone wants content, but nobody wants to spend time creating it. What if you could build a system that takes someone's rough ideas, maybe a few recordings they make on their phone, and automatically turns that into polished content across multiple platforms? The magic is that you're not the one doing the editing, writing, and formatting. Your automation is. I have members in my community who've built exactly this. They charge clients $3,000 to $5,000 per month, but they're not actually creating the content manually. They've built sophisticated workflows that handle everything from topic generation to final publishing. The client just provides some raw input, pays the monthly fee, and gets a steady stream of professional content. Here's the reframe that changes everything. You're not selling your time, you're selling a result. The client doesn't care how you deliver that result. They just want their social media to look professional and stay active without them having to think about it. The beautiful thing about this model is that once your automation is dialed in, you can serve 10 clients almost as easily as you can serve one. Your profit margins get better with every new client because your costs stay relatively flat. That's real leverage. The second business model is where I made my real money, selling automation templates. Instead of running the service for people, you sell them the actual system and teach them how to use it. This is where things get really interesting from a profit perspective. My content engine database started as a simple organizational system I built for myself. Nothing fancy, just a way to keep track of my content ideas, automatically create the folders I needed, and link everything together so my team could collaborate easily. But when I started showing people this system, they went crazy for it. Here's the key insight that took me way too long to learn. The most powerful part wasn't the AI wizardry. It was the simple organization that provided the most value. People are drowning in chaos, and when you give them a system that brings order to their world, they'll pay premium prices for it. I eventually sold this template for $5,000 per install. No ongoing support, no monthly fees, just a one-time purchase where they got the intellectual property and some training videos on how to set it up themselves. The beautiful part, once I created those training videos, the whole thing became completely hands-off. But here's where I almost sabotaged everything. I started with a $15,000 custom installation service. Big mistake. When people pay that much, they expect you to hold their hand through everything. Keep it simple, make it self-serve, and focus on solving one specific problem really well. That's your action step right here. The third business model is pure information, and this is where most people are leaving massive money on the table. Everyone thinks about selling courses to entrepreneurs, but entrepreneurs are actually the worst customers. They're broke, they want everything for free, and they rarely take action on what you teach them. The real money is in teaching AI to businesses that have actual budgets, medium-sized companies that aren't even using ChatGPT yet, Fortune 500 companies that need someone to come in and show their teams the basics. These organizations will pay $10,000 to $50,000 for training that entrepreneurs expect to get for $99. Right now, most businesses have zero AI experience. They might have played with it at home, but they have no clue how to implement it in their operations. This creates a massive opportunity for anyone who understands both AI tools and business processes. The beautiful thing about information products is they scale infinitely. Whether you're teaching 10 people or 10,000 people, your delivery costs stay the same. And when you're working with businesses instead of individual entrepreneurs, you can charge based on the value you're creating, not just the time you're spending. Here's your reframe. Stop thinking about selling courses and start thinking about solving expensive business problems with education. A company that saves $50,000 per year because of your AI training will happily pay you $20,000 for that knowledge. The numbers actually make sense, unlike trying to sell a $2,000 course to someone who's struggling to pay rent. Here's what I wish someone had told me 5 years ago. The fastest way to build any of these businesses is to build in public. Stop trying to create the perfect product in secret and then hope people will buy it. Instead, record yourself building everything and use that as your marketing content. Every time you sit down to create an automation, hit record. Every time you solve a problem, document the process. Every time you learn something new, teach it to others. This approach lets you create marketing material and build products in the same action. You're not splitting your time between two separate activities that both require massive effort. The people who are afraid someone will steal their ideas are missing the point entirely. In today's AI world, anyone can copy your product, but they can't copy your audience, your customer insights, or your reputation. Those things only come from consistently showing up and providing value over time. Your competition isn't the person who builds a similar automation. Your competition is obscurity. The biggest risk isn't that someone copies your idea, it's that nobody ever knows your idea exists in the first place. Start building today. Pick one problem you can solve, create a simple solution, and document the entire process. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect idea. The market will teach you what people actually want, but only if you're brave enough to put yourself out there. Small shifts in approach lead to massive changes in results. Your future self will thank you for starting now, even imperfectly.